If I had to start wholesaling all over with only $300, this is exactly what I do to get my first wholesale deal. Hey guys, this is Rick Ginn, and I'm gonna break down exactly how to get your first deal on little to no money, and I'm gonna break down the exact steps to get you to your first deal. Even if you've never done a deal, I'm gonna go back in time and show you exactly what I'm gonna do. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button so others can find the truth out about wholesaling. So first of all, I threw out $300 there just to kind of get your attention. I'm here to tell you the $300 is not even a requirement, but since I've set the threshold, let's see exactly how we expend it. And I promise you, you'll have money left over for a cup of coffee if you watch it all the way to the end of the video. Now, I know a lot of what I preach sounds redundant, semi-boring, but I'm telling you, to learn the fundamentals of wholesaling, you've got to get wildly bored doing the basics and doing it perfect over and over till you absolutely master it before you move on. You see, most people in wholesaling try to do all the fancy shiny object syndromes that gurus try to splash your way every day. And the problem is you're never going to get good at it, because if you don't understand the fundamentals, you can't do the higher level stuff if you don't know how to wholesale a basic deal. So with that in mind, let's get into it. So first and foremost, I don't care if you're doing this locally or you're gonna do it virtually, you've got to get the government list. Now, if you wanna learn more on how to get the best government list, go to freewholesaling.com. In our free wholesaling course, me and Zach walk you through from start to finish the best lists to get, how to pull them, and how to market to them. And that's all over in freewholesaling.com. In fact, this is the place you should start if you want to get started in wholesaling, so you don't get killed by gurus and you actually learn how to get your first wholesale deal under contract. Freewholesaling.com. Now, the government list that you need to focus on first and foremost is code violations. This is a list you get from your city office, sometimes your county, but these are houses that are out of violation. Either somebody boarded them up, they let the grass grow too high, there's a tarp over the roof, and the purpose of a code violation is to keep everyone's values in line so there's not a rundown house that drags down the neighborhood values. Now, sometimes a Karen tells on you, sorry if your name's Karen, and sometimes a code officer drives by and writes it down. Usually have 30 days to correct the violation. After that, they enforce penalties on you by putting a lien on your house for up to $100 a day. And that can add up quickly. Nobody chooses to get this stuff against their house, but it does happen. These are perfect for a wholesale deal. The other list you want to get a hold of is the eviction list, the pre-foreclosure list, the tax delinquency list, and the probate list 100%. Actually, I love probates. They're one of my favorite ways to get deals because they are some of the most motivated sellers. They're definitely the highest profit. But guys, all these government lists have one thing in common. It is the place to find the most motivated sellers. Now, let me give you the truth on government lists, because me and Zach always tell you the full story here. Just because the lists are free does not mean they are easy. In fact, I'm going to let you in a little secret. You're going to have to earn these lists. You're going to have to put in time. You're going to have to build rapport with these county and city employees, which are basically government employees, just like you do with your motivated sellers. You're going to have to build rapport. You're going to have to comment on their children and the pictures, on their pets and their dogs. Remember, they are regular people just trying to get by and survive on a job. Don't make their life difficult. Be the sunshine in their day. And remember, they have the secret code on how to get these lists. If you spend time with them, they'll eventually give it to you. Now, you're not going to get every list. Don't panic when you do it. Don't panic if you don't get all the lists. Nobody bats 100% on this. But guys, where there's smoke, there's fire, and it's much easier to find the smoke, which are going to be the government list, that will lead you to the most motivated sellers. Because remember, we have to focus on people that need to sell their house versus people who want to sell their house. If you want to waste money on a course as a new wholesaler, go on MLS and call real estate agents all day. It is not going to work out in your favor. Trust me, 9 out of 10 people who come here and try that wind up going through freewholesaling.com trying to figure out actually how to get their first deal. So focus on people who need versus want to sell their house, and you're on your way to find a great wholesale deal. Now guys, once you have that government list, you got to decide how you're going to attack it. One of my favorite strategies is called reverse driving for dollars. And you simply take a list like the code violation list and the tax delinquency list, my two favorite lists. And these are the lists I'm teaching you right now to go out and get your first wholesale deals. and you put a sticky note on the door. Now you have to figure out the logistics and how you're going to drive to all these properties. You can use dmzac.com, or you can just do it old school and plug them away. And you're just going to put a sticker on the door that says, hey, just got a quick question about your house. It's Rick. And you put a phone number on there. Put your virtual phone number on there, not your private phone number. And curiosity kills the cat. You get a high response rate on these notes. When they call, make sure you answer your phone. The next method, which is non-negotiable, is driving for dollars. And this is just a good old-fashioned way of driving around and just find an ugly house. You don't need a course on this. You don't need a video on it. But if you want to learn how to do it for free, go over to freewholesaling.com. Me and Zach ride along with you and show you how we find these deals. Now, your job is to go out and record these addresses. You can use it inside of dmzac.com. You can use it in your X-Leads Driving for Dollars app, or you can simply just write it down on a yellow notepad, a white notepad. It doesn't matter what it is. And the idea is get a list of a lot of leads of ugly houses, houses with high grass, houses that don't look right, houses that look vacant, houses with boarded up windows, and get a list. The more, the merrier. I would prefer that you go out and get 150 leads. That's right. You're going to have to do some driving. So I'm going to allocate $25 to put gas in your car and go out and find these motivated sellers. Guys, these houses don't choose to get in this way. This thing called life happens, and these people need help. There's nothing better in a wholesaler. The bigger the problems we solve, the more money we make. Guys, driving for dollars, you can easily load 150 to 300 leads a week. This compounds over time. And then once you get these leads, you can simply skip trace them. You can do it manually. You can go into xleads.com, and if you have an account there, you can skip trace them for 7 cents, which saves you a ton of time. Listen, if you don't have money, you're gonna have to do it by hand. So I'm gonna set aside another $25 to skip trace it. We're up to $50. Driving for dollars is one of the most powerful ways to find the best leads, because you're putting your eyes on problematic properties. Now you just have to reach out to the owner and connect with them. So many people want to tell you about problem properties. Be the wholesaler that wants to solve the problem by connecting with that homeowner and seeing if you can buy that property to solve their problem. So many people just want to give me leads. The reason is they're scared to call. Don't be scared. You're going to take a risk in life. Bet on yourself. Make that phone call. And we teach you everything you need to know about how to get your first deal over at freewholesaling.com. You have all the confidence in the world. I believe in you. Make that phone call. Don't sit there and stare at your 150 leads. Get the phone numbers and call them. Text them, whatever you got to do, and connect with them. Put a note on the door. Remember, once you find that ugly house, you have to go all the way. Just finding the house is not enough in wholesaling. You actually have to take the action and connect with the seller. Yes, you could be yelled at. You could be rejected. You could get embarrassed, but so what? You're already not happy with the way things are. You've chose wholesaling, so go ahead and make the effort. Remember, you only need one person to change your life around. Go out, don't get lucky, just be consistent. The more people, the more leads you contact, the better your odds of getting your first wholesale deal. And before you know it, another deal, and so on. But you've got to reach out and you've got to talk to these homeowners. It's not going to happen by itself. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have you go over to xleads.com. And listen, you can just sign up for the basic service for $97 a month, and you get access to the CRM. You can run comps. You can organize all your information. But most importantly, you can pull your leads in there. And there's preset leads in there we've already filled out for you for the most motivated list. Now, this is going to cost you $97, so we're going to go ahead and take that out of the $300, but you get 10,000 leads. Let me ask you, do you think you can get a wholesale deal with 10,000 leads set in front of you? These are the lists you're going to pull, and they're preset in your filters. If you just click the button and drop it down, they'll all pop down for you. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to pull the vacancy list, and you can sort that information to the zip codes you think are going to the hottest. We're going to pull the tax delinquency list. This is people that have been marked on behind on their real estate taxes. I'm going to have you pull the board investor list. These are typically tired landlords that own X amount of properties free and clear, and they're usually ripe around retirement, and they're looking to sell them for a deal. And then the last one is you're going to pull is the pre-foreclosures. Now, you should be able to easily pull 10,000 motivated sellers out of this list. Now, you're going to have to skip trace them. Skip tracing 10,000 leads, probably going to cost you around $70, but by the time the numbers filter out, it'll probably be around $50, and it's well worth it because trying to manually pull 10,000 phone numbers would probably take you all month to do. Inside of X Leads, you have the ability to do a skip trace. It's called a lead trace. And that's why we designed the software to streamline your wholesaling business. Now, don't get me wrong, X-Leads is not a requirement, but I'm trying to jumpstart you to get your first wholesale deal on a very, very limited budget. Remember, you're going to have to do the work. The software is not going to do the work for you. So the next technique we're going to do is good old-fashioned bandit signs. That's right, I said bandit signs. Yes, they still work. Here's what you do. You got to get white corrugated plastic signs. You can get them at most major box stores, or find a sign retailer in your area and try to buy the signs in sets of 10, 20, or 30. Do not buy 500. I don't want you to buy 500. And for God's sakes, do not do the pre-printed sign. It is a huge waste of money as a new wholesaler. Now, once you get these signs, get a large black Sharpie marker from the local box store, and you're going to do 3 lines. Your first line is going to say, sell your house today. The second line is going to say, in any condition, any situation. The third one's going to have your virtual phone number and only write on one side. White signs, black ink, maybe blue ink. Don't get any cuter than that. Now, you're going to go up and put out 10 to 15 signs every Friday afternoon, evening, in high traffic areas where people can drive around and click a picture of it. If you don't know where to find these spots, just look around. There's signs everywhere. Look for dating signs and mattress signs. That's how they get most of their business. And listen to me very carefully on this. When the phone rings, answer it. You have to answer it live. Did you know that 80% of investors always let their phone go to voicemail? And remember, when they call, that is your opportunity. They reach out to you. And if you miss that opportunity, you're going to have to spend 10 times the effort chasing them down, and you're going to lose all credibility. Answer your phones live. It makes a tremendous difference. How do you answer the phones? Hello there. How you doing? Very simple. You want to make it very personal and have them talk to you about the house, qualify them, and see if it's worth setting up an appointment. Now remember, I didn't tell you to go out and put out 500 signs. Put out 10 to 15 and blitz an area. We call it guerrilla marketing. It looks like you have a lot of impact in one area. And if you're starting to get phone calls and it works, keep on that area every weekend until you get that first deal. Guys, bandit signs, I know it's old school. Make sure you're complying with your state and county laws, but they work. That's why people put them out. Just don't do the big box stores because they're going to charge you $500 or $1,000 and it's not really going to help you all that much. People like a handwritten sign. If you don't have good handwriting, have one of the ladies in your life write it out. The reason I'm telling you to do this is because it works. This is how I got my first few deals. This is how we still get deals, and I partner up with wholesalers all around the country. And one of my favorite ways is good old-fashioned bandit signs because they work. Now, the last one is just digital bandit signs. Here's the really cool part. This one doesn't cost you anything. So go out in groups you're already associated with and you have a track record and put posts in there. So if you're in a fish lover group or like a fishing group, say, listen, look at this monster fish I caught. You can even do a chat GPT and hold up a sign with the fish and go, we buy houses in your neighborhood. Hey, I buy houses for cash. Any fishermen need help, I would love to help you out and swap fishing stories. People love that stuff. Dog groups, cat groups. Do it organically. Don't be a spammer. Now, the second method of online, which is one of my favorite ways, is called bandit comments. And I've been accused as this is illegal. No. Let me just tell you how business works in wholesaling. If you can do it and you can beat your competition, outwork them. This is how you outwork them. The average wholesaler will go out and hire a PR company to put up a Facebook ad for them, Instagram ad, whatever it is. And on that it'll be a call to action to sell your house. Now, there's a comment section. They're anticipating the person clicks on the lead or they call the phone number, but you know what option number 3 is? They leave a comment. And the gold is in the comments because nobody turns off the comments on a paid advertisement because it looks like a scam. Nobody likes when the comments are off because it doesn't seem authentic. So they leave them on. Guess what? Most investors will not pay for the PR company to manage the comments because it takes time. And the investor goes, hey, I'm paying $5,000 a month. They can deal with it. Guess who's in the comments sniping deals left and right? I am. My son taught me this trick. It works really well. It is 100% legal. If you're not going to answer the comments, I'm going to DM and snipe your sellers all day long because you don't respond to them. This is what guerrilla marketing looks like. Your competitor pays $5,000 and falls asleep. And I teach you how to do it for free, invest a little bit of time, and take ripe deals on their backs and their dime. You call it unfair? Hey, life is unfair. If you are not going to pay attention, I'm going to take advantage of your misfortune. Guys, this is how wholesaling works. You can outwork anybody. You can't buy your way into this business. I find most people that overspend in wholesaling, they never make it. And the people that can make money with little to no money, like $300 or less, they do very well. The last one I'm going to tell you is be a JV specialist. That's right. There are people that make a ton of money just off of freewholesaling.com on our live events, and they're in the comments, hey, I'm in the Houston market. If you want to pair up, I got great buyers here. People do it in Atlanta. People do it in Utah. People do it in California. People do it in New York. They definitely do it in Florida and the Carolinas. And here's the thing is they get vocal. They go on all the platforms. Now there's a ton of wholesaler platforms. You can go on Facebook and Instagram. If you go on Facebook, Wholesaling for Houses for Real, 141,000 members. I think you can connect with someone on there and get it done, or go over to Zach Discord. We have over 6,000 members in there, and I got people doing deals on there every day. You know who does the deals? The people that reach out and do what we call JV specializing, meaning they're looking to pair up with someone to help them get a deal sold, or they're bringing a deal in a market where they have no cash buyers. Guys, I'd rather you take half the money than none of the money. Be a JV specialist. There's really no cost involved in this, and it is super effective. I've had somebody in Zach Discord did 4 deals in the last 30 days just by using this technique. The question is are you taking full maximum utility of being a JV specialist? Do you go on the Flip with Rick? When we do the live stream, do you introduce yourself and tell them what market you're in and say, listen, I want to help people out? Guys, the more problems you solve, the more people you help out, the more money you'll make in wholesaling. So I kind of lied to you in this. I told you have enough money left over for a cup of coffee. Basically, we were just under $200 from all the methods I taught you just to get one deal. Imagine if you can get a deal off less than $200. What you could really do once you get fully adversed in wholesaling, you know how to talk to sellers, you know how to dispo your deal. Then I can show you how to spend real money and get up to an 8 times return on your investment in marketing and wholesaling. But guys, if I can teach you to do it less than $200, imagine what you can do with a heck of a lot more money. Guys, it's not about how much money you spend in wholesaling. It's about how much you outwork your opponent. Yes, there's a lot of people in wholesaling today, but the reality is very few will go deep. In fact, 95% of wholesalers will try it once and quit. Don't be that person. Go out there and do it. Guys, it doesn't even require $1 to get it done if you're willing to put the time and put in the work. But with the methods I've taught with you today, go back and watch this video. It's under $200, and this will keep you definitely busy. You're going to have to learn the wholesaling journey. If you want to learn more, go over to freewholesaling.com. And as usual, if you got value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, so others can actually get the truth about wholesaling and stop being taken advantage by the gurus. Guys, we have got to get the truth out about wholesaling. Share this video. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Rick Gidd.